They thought grief would silence her. They thought pain would make her fold, retreat, and disappear like so many others before her. They were wrong, because when a system takes everything from a woman who has already lived with nothing, it does not create weakness. It creates resolve. And sometimes it creates reckoning. The phone rang just after midnight, a strange number, a foreign country code. Elena Reyes almost ignored it. She had worked a double shift that day, scrubbing floors in a downtown office building where no one ever noticed her unless something went wrong. Her hands ached. Her body was heavy with exhaustion. But something in her chest tightened, a quiet instinct she had learned to trust. She answered. There was a pause on the line, long enough for fear to bloom. Then a man spoke in Spanish, calm, detached, as if reading a grocery list. "Are you the mother of Marisol Reyes?" Elena's heart stuttered. "Yes," she said, "I'm her mother." Another pause, papers rustling. "I'm calling from the state police in Sonora, Mexico. Your daughter has been found deceased." The words did not make sense at first. They floated in the air, hollow and unreal. "No," Elena whispered, "that's not possible. She called me yesterday. She said she was safe." The man did not argue. He did not comfort her. He continued reading. 23 years old, found outside Hermosillo, signs of assault, multiple perpetrators suspected, case under investigation. Then the call ended, just like that. Elena slid down the wall and sat on the floor, staring at nothing. Her mouth moved, but no sound came out. Her daughter was gone. Marisol Reyes was not reckless. She was not careless. She was hopeful. Raised in a cramped apartment in Los Angeles, Marisol grew up watching her mother survive on grit alone. Elena had crossed borders with nothing but courage and a promise to give her child a better life. She cleaned houses for people who never learned her name, took insults with silence, endured being underestimated every single day. Marisol saw it all, and she vowed her life would mean something more. She studied hard, learned languages, earned scholarships. She wanted to work in human rights, documenting injustices that powerful people preferred buried. That dream led her to Mexico, a 6-month internship with a nonprofit documenting disappearances and femicides along known trafficking routes. She called her mother every night, texted every morning. "I'm being careful, Mama," she always said. "I know," Elena replied. "Just come home." Marisol never did. When Elena arrived in Sonora to identify her daughter's body, she expected at least basic dignity. What she received was indifference. The police station smelled of stale coffee and sweat. Officers avoided her eyes. Forms were shoved across desks without explanation. When she asked questions, she was met with shrugs. They suggested Marisol had been too curious. They implied she had put herself in danger. One officer leaned back and said, "These things happen here," as if her daughter's life was an inconvenience. When Elena asked about suspects, the room went quiet. Everyone knew. 3 men. A police commander with deep connections. A wealthy businessman rumored to fund cartel operations. A former military officer who handled problems quietly. They were known in Sonora, feared, protected. When Elena spoke their names out loud, a senior officer smiled at her like she was naive. "You should go home," he said. "This is not your fight." Elena met his gaze. "I am her mother," she said. "It is the only fight I have." He laughed softly. "Then you will lose." They underestimated her because she was poor, because she was foreign, because she was a grieving woman with no power. They didn't see the fire grief had lit inside her. Elena did not go home. She rented a small room near the bus station, slept on a thin mattress, sold her wedding ring to survive, took cleaning jobs under fake names. And she listened. She talked to market vendors, taxi drivers, bartenders, women who had lost daughters, sisters, friends. She learned how fear sounded in different voices. She learned which streets people avoided after dark, which police reports never moved forward, which names made conversations stop. At night, she wrote everything down in a notebook she hid beneath her mattress. Dates, locations, patterns. Girls taken near the same highway, bodies found in similar places, evidence missing, reports altered. Every night she whispered to her daughter's photo, "I'm still here. I'm not stopping." 3 months in, the warning came. A man approached her outside the market. He didn't touch her, didn't raise his voice. "You're asking questions," he said, "questions that don't belong to you." She said nothing. "You should stop," he continued. "This country eats women like you." Elena finally looked at him. "You already took my child," she said quietly. "There is nothing left to take." The next morning, her room had been searched. Nothing stolen, just disturbed. A message. They knew who she was. Most people would have fled. Elena leaned in. She accessed Marisol's old files, emails, notes, contacts. Her daughter had been careful, but she had left breadcrumbs. Names, observations, audio snippets recorded when she thought no one was listening. Elena reached out to an international journalist using one of Marisol's old nonprofit contacts. She sent information anonymously, slowly, carefully. Then she reached out to other families, mothers like her. Together, they compared stories. And the same names surfaced again and again. One mother can be dismissed. 10 mothers become a problem. The journalist published the first article quietly. No accusations, just data, disappearances, patterns, official negligence. International attention followed. Human rights organizations asked questions. Suddenly, the men who believed themselves untouchable were being watched. That's when Elena released everything. Names, dates, audio, photos, financial trails. She did not shout. She did not beg. She let the truth speak. The arrest came slowly. First the fixer, then the businessman. Finally, the police commander. The same man who had laughed at her now stood in handcuffs, cameras flashing. Elena watched from the back of the courtroom. He never looked at her. The verdicts came months later. Life sentences. Not enough. Never enough. But something rare had happened. A system had been forced to listen. Elena returned home with Marisol's ashes. She placed them beneath a tree in her backyard. And for the first time since that phone call, she cried. Not from weakness, from release. This story is not just about crime, it's about power, about who is believed and who is ignored, about how silence protects the guilty, and what happens when silence is broken. They underestimated a mother, and they paid for it, and this is why you never underestimate the quiet ones. If this story moved you, if it made you angry, if it reminded you how easily the powerful silence the vulnerable, then remember this. There are countless stories like this that never make the news. Cases buried by money, fear, and corruption. Victims forgotten. Families left to fight alone. That's why this channel exists. Dark evidence is where the unheard are given a voice, where truth is dragged into the light, where silence is broken one story at a time. If you believe these stories deserve to be told, if you believe justice begins with awareness, then stay with us. Subscribe to Dark Evidence, because the truth doesn't disappear, it waits to be uncovered.